Coordinated, episode 221. 2 exams, 1 day.
Greetings, AP coordinators. Derek Cometa here, Senior Director, AP Coordinator Experience for the AP program and former AP coordinator.
And I'm Karli Suge, School Counselor and AP Coordinator.
Thanks for joining us for double the information and just maybe double the fun. No promises. Our topic for this episode, students who have not one, but 2 AP exams on the same day. As always, this is the place to be to hear all the latest and greatest in the world of AP coordinators.
Let's get to it. You're ready. I'm double ready. Let's do it. It's time to get coordinated.
Good morning, Karli. Double ready. I heard that. I like that. Kind of like ready for anything.
Ready for anything is how we roll as AP coordinators, Derek. You should know that. But it's also something I've learned by working with you on this podcast. Be ready for the unexpected. Oh, and good morning to you as well, Derek.
So, as we've already mentioned, our topic for today is students who have 2 AP exams on the same day. Not the same day and same time, just the same day. One in the morning and one in the afternoon.
Well, it's not just the same day from a student's perspective. I mean, I can tell you from years of experience as a counselor and AP coordinator, those days with 2 exams are no joke for my students. It's a lot of testing in a short amount of time.
Point taken. And really, even more reason to get into our conversation. And we can begin with a point of clarification, and that is having 2 exams on the same day is not, I repeat, is not a valid reason for moving one of the exams to the late testing window. We can, however, move an exam to late testing when a student has 2 exams on the same day and the same time. So, knowing all that, let's share some tips that we have heard from experienced AP coordinators.
Yes, like mini tips for success. I mean, I think we can all agree on a common goal here. We want our students to be in a position to perform to the best of their abilities on exam day, right?
Right. And that means in between the 2 exams, we want students to have as long a break as possible. We want them to have time to eat some food, to use the bathroom, and to get some fresh air.
Maybe listen to their favorite podcast?
That is probably not this podcast, but I like how you're thinking. Basically, we are trying to create enough time for our students to take a few deep breaths and, just decompress. We want them to have time to refocus from one AP subject to the next.
Mm-hmm. And a key part to making that all happen is simply, you just said it, Derek, time, time, time. Not enough time in the day, and all too often, not enough time between exams.
I've heard that before, so let's be better. Let's do a better job for our students.
Let's do it. First, let's do our best to start that morning exam on time, preferably as close to 8 a.m. as possible. So, how do we help make that happen? We make sure our proctors are alert and ready to go without any delays. We get our exam rooms set up and ready. And as far as I'm concerned, we can't send out enough reminders to students and parents about getting to school early enough to find your testing location, check in, and get seated.
I like it. And speaking of seating,
I got this. For some exams, it may be possible to seat students in the room where they can be dismissed first. Every second counts, Derek, especially in a large testing location. Still with randomized seating, of course, but with a little strategic touch to it. Oh, and if it's one of the exams that includes a recording session and we are recording in separate groups, try to get those students into the first group. That way, they record first and can be dismissed first.
Very smart planning. I like that as well. Uh, Anything else regarding time?
Just one more thing, and this is for the proctors who are administering exams in the afternoon. I always inform the proctor of who these students are, the students who just completed a morning exam. In fact, I note this on the roster for the exam session. That way, none of the proctors get, uh, let's say no one gets really excited if one or more of those students are a little tiny bit late checking in for their second exam of the day. We know that student is on campus. We know they'll be there. We can cut them a little slack in this case, as long as they arrive before the exam starts, of course.
Both generous and appropriate. That sounds really great. Thank you for the tips. If it's okay with you, let's wrap this up. Uh, so I can get some lunch. I'm kind of hungry.
Ha ha ha. Very funny, Derek. We're not done yet. I actually have a lot more to share. Lunch is actually what I want to talk about next.
By all means.
So, another way we can help students succeed on this long day of testing is food. We can provide some snacks and beverages. We can remind them to bring a lunch that day. After all, there might not be enough time to stand in line at the cafeteria. Derek, I partner with my cafeteria manager to save lunches for these specific students. Then another partner, a school administrator, delivers them to me at my testing location. That way, I have their lunches ready and hand it to them right as they walk out the door from their morning testing session.
Oh my gosh, that is an exceptional level of support. I love the partnering. Great team spirit. I'm shaking my head. You are amazing. That is such service. Karli Suge, role model.
Hey, I'm being serious here. My students have committed to this AP course for 9 months, Derek. 9 months. I can spend 9 minutes going a little out of my way to help make sure they get some lunch on exam day. It's the least I can do.
Excellent point. And hey, while we've been talking about how we, AP coordinators, can help our students, I also had a reminder about how we can help ourselves too. It just came back to me in a flash.
Well, let's hear it. Can't get enough additions to this particular conversation.
All right. Well, I was thinking back and I was remembering how important it was to get the APID label sheets for these students from the morning exam session to the afternoon one. So I would make sure those APID label sheets were picked up and sorted right away in the morning. We wanted to pull out the ones for students who have an afternoon exam coming up on the same day. It can be a little tight timing wise, right? But if we do it efficiently, we don't miss a beat after lunch, and the testing train just keeps rolling and rolling down the tracks.
Derek, that is a good reminder. I like the thoughtfulness. However,
Oh, here we go. You caught me.
I think you might have misspoke there. You said you remember how this was with your APID label sheets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you were still working at a school, it was student packs we're talking about, not APID label sheets, right?
Karli, are you saying I'm old, or are you saying it's been a little while since I've worked in a school?
I'm saying both. I'm saying two things in the same day. Haven't you been paying attention to the conversation?
I have. And hey, I think it's officially lunchtime now. Ready to wrap up the conversation with a quick call to action?
Absolutely. AP coordinators, you heard the ideas, you heard the tips. It starts by taking a few moments to check your rosters and see who these students are at your school. Identify them. Then plan ahead to determine how you can support their AP journey. Everyone's involved in this one: students, parents, proctors, coordinators. A little extra effort can go a long way to keeping exam day running smoothly and very, coordinated.
AP coordinators, thanks again for joining us. AP exams are almost here. Good luck with your final preparations. We will be back next week for a very quick conversation about shipping your AP exams back for scoring.
And as always, for all our support of AP students, yep, our support. AP coordinators, we are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.
AP coordinators, despite your best intentions, did you miss out on the AP coordinator back to school workshop?
Fear not. The Back to School workshop is now available on YouTube.
That's right. And we have 2 on-demand videos available. One for new AP coordinators and one for those with a little more experience.
Or watch them both.
Great idea. Check out the show notes for a link to the videos.
Or you can go to collegeboard.org/AP Coordinator Experience. That's collegeboard.org/AP Coordinator Experience.
Get your popcorn ready. This is one more summer blockbuster you won't want to miss.